pastor has achieved so much within the short time he has been in this ministry. Then we cannot wait until he's out of office before we start showering him with accolades. Let us put it on record that we are very, very happy with the rapid transformation in the ministry. We are very happy with the policy change towards the management of the unity schools.
Okay.
The Minister of State of Education, Nyesom, Wike, has been building synergy with international development partners to ensure that a workable framework is developed to achieve the administration's goals as regards technical and vocational education.
So on behalf of Nigerian Arise Award 2013, I'm presenting this to you for your great contribution towards education sector in this country. Congratulations, sir.
We have noticed a trend in you, a trend which we believe all our leaders also supported. And that's the fact that we have clamored for youth development, especially through technical education and other aspects, both here and back home. So this note that I present this award to the Minister. The award is for youth development.
Knowing and having worked with the Honorable Minister of State, I know one, he doesn't like too much protocols. He totally hates situations of make-believe, situations where people who think. I have worked very closely with him since I came to this ministry. Very closely. Some of the trips and some of the issues that he has handled have been part of it. And I must say, for him to create time to even agree to accept the award is something special.
I can tell you the Magic program is a program that I'm so happy to have supervised. Because it's a program that you can see that the interest of the children to go to school. You can see that it is one project Mr. President is so passionate about. And I'm glad that I supervised that project directly. It was under my supervision. So if there's one project I have passion for, if there's one project that I feel satisfied that I worked in this administration, is that Almajiri project. Because it gives you a first-hand information of the problems at hand. It tells you really that these things are real, not imaginary. And having taken me to virtually all the states in this country, I can now appreciate the enormity of problems that I will face. And so for me, each time I remember it, I feel so happy that I was part of those who Mr. President directed to supervise and monitor this particular project. And that's why if you watch one of the adverts, yes, you will see one boy whose father sells cows, and somebody comes to buy a cow for the father and giving a wrong interpretation to the man who is buying the cow. And his father would have been cheated. But for the fact that this son now ran and said, no, that was not what the man said. What my father said is not what you're saying. And what you are saying is not what the man who wants to buy the car tells you. So, don't cheat my father. And I thank Jonathan for giving me that opportunity to go to Almajiri school, which has enabled me to read and write, to be able to understand and explain to my illiterate father that he's being cheated. And again, it tells you part of the problems of insecurity has to do with lack of education. Because when you don't have education, it is easy for you to be told to do things that are not as even going to destroy you, to be brainwashed. But if you have gone to school with exposure and what you have learned from education, you will not easily fall into the trap of committing crime. That is the point we were trying to make. So I feel passionate about the Almajiri education.
Barrister Wike, as Supervising Minister of Education, facilitated the completion of several projects and training programs in tertiary institutions and introduced accountability in the management of resources in these institutions. He facilitated the 1.3 trillion Universities Needs Assessment Fund, resolved the ASU strike, and set up needs assessment committees for polytechnics and colleges of education, the Committee for Bridging the Gap between HND and First Degree, and the Committee to Empower Colleges of Education to award degrees. He has also facilitated the presidential approval of 4 new federal polytechnics with 1 billion naira take-off grant each. One of the institutions is the Federal Polytechnic of Oil and Gas in Boni, Rivers State. The clear benefit of the reform that he brought to university education is the fact that 10 Nigerian universities have emerged African centers of excellence out of 19 in the entire African continent.
For the first time in Africa, World Bank set up 19 centers of academic excellence and gives out $8 million to each of those centers of excellence. Out of the 19, Nigeria alone took 10. Now, if Nigerian universities are not getting to where we expect they should be, it will be impossible for Nigeria to win 10 out of the 19 in the whole of Africa. And I think it's something anybody should commend. It has never happened. If you multiply 8 million into 10, it will give you $80 million. At what exchange rate today? It will be say 1 to 15. You are talking about not less than 11 billion that we have attracted from World Bank to put in research institutes of universities to become centers of excellence. Today, and which has never happened in this country, all over the world, developed world, you have what we call education research network, where you can talk about video conferencing. Now, you are watching somebody do surgery, and you are watching him live. Take for example now, say in Pennsylvania, somebody may be conducting surgery on a patient. While you are here watching what they are doing, and then you're asking the doctor's question, or the doctors are there watching you here, now asking you questions or telling you whether you've done this or you've not done that. As I speak to you today, it was in July 8th, thereabouts, that Nigeria became the first, the whole of West Africa and Central Africa, to establish what we call Nigerian Education Research Network.
The most outstanding of Barrister Wike's achievements in the last 3 years has been the stability he brought to the politics of Rivers State by ensuring that the state remains in the mainstream of Nigerian politics.
Government has taken a giant stride to transform basic education since His Excellency came in as the president. Indeed, even as vice president, these processes have all started. Transformation is a revolution indeed. It may not be visible all through the country, but in communities, those who travel to communities who go home, travel by road, these projects are visible. Those who fly by helicopter have a helicopter view of developments and transformation. These recipients in our villages and communities who see federal government intervention as the only projects, new projects that appreciate the transformation that is going on in the education sector in particular.
He fought the forces of political treachery to a standstill in Rivers State